Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very exciting day, as 2 weeks ago we got the first proper details about the PS5 and how it shapes up in comparison to Xbox Series X. But today we can get one step closer by getting our very first looks at the new controller, which is being called the DualSense controller. Now, I'm a massive console gamer and I love bringing news like this to you guys, so let me know what you think of it in the comment section and be sure to subscribe for more updates on the PS5. But jumping straight into it, this is the final design of the new controller. And your eyes are not deceiving you, that controller is a mix of a dark blue and a white. This is a very alien looking PlayStation controller to what we're used to. If anything, it looks like a PS4 controller and an Xbox controller had an alien morphed baby, and this was what we got. Now, it's mad how much this controller is already getting memed on. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section immediately, but before you write it off completely, let's talk about what changes they've made to this controller over the PS4 controller. Well, the new DualSense controller will feature haptic feedback, which allows for more powerful senses while playing games. And this includes features such as adaptive triggers for both the left and right trigger button that allows the player to feel tension while pressing down. And the haptic feedback is something which is currently in the Xbox One controllers, so that means vibrations in the triggers and just more intricate vibration. The company also announced they've changed the hand trigger's angle and some small updates to the grip of the controller in order to allow for a controller that feels smaller and ensure great battery life. Now, when I first saw this looks so much similar to an Xbox One controller in my opinion that there is a very noticeable difference in size comparing them to. This seems like a much more chunkier version, even though that this is supposed to be a smaller controller. They still have those left and right analogs on the same bottom point as they did on the PS4 controller, which is great, as I feel that's a lot more natural compared to the Xbox. Now, I thought the battery life on the PS4 controllers were pretty decent, but now they have even more with the rechargeable battery with a stronger battery life, and apparently the controller is going to weigh less than before, which is great. The share button on the PS5 has been replaced with a create button, which PlayStation describes as building upon the success of their industry first share button to bring a new create button feature. With create, they're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world or just to enjoy for themselves. They're not revealing any more details about it as of yet, but when they get closer to the launch, they will talk about this. But I can assume that it will have 4K 60 capture built inside, as well as a much more in-depth share factory video editor, so you can edit far more complex videos than what you can right now in share factory, and so it'll be much easier to share. And I think the main emphasis of these new features that they've got is that they are going to be like breaking for the industry and also a big generational leap from the previous. If you also notice, the light bar is now integrated to the top of the touch bar, which I think looks pretty cool, because to be honest, you don't really notice that light bar much anymore. Certain games like maybe Black Ops 3, for instance, on multiplayer, when you have your specialist ready, you can't see that because the light will pulse on the back of the controller. But now the light bar has been moved, so it's a lot more noticeable, so you'll always have some sort of eyes on it rather than it be hidden behind the controller. Now, what is also incredibly interesting is that they've added a built-in microphone in the controller, so it will enable players to easily chat with friends without needing a headset, which is ideal for jumping into a quick conversation. But of course, if you're planning to chat for a longer period, then of course you can plug in a headset. And I'm not sure how that would work for audio if you don't have a headset in. I guess they'll just play out through the TV. Now, it would be impossible to end this video without talking about the color choices. And they say traditionally the base controllers have a single color. Now, as you can see, they went for a different direction this time around and decided on a two-toned design. Additionally, they've changed the position of that light bar that we spoke about earlier to give it an extra pop. In all, they went through several concepts and hundreds of mock-ups over the last few years before they settled on the final design. And this DualSense controller has been tested by a wide range of gamers with a variety of hand sizes in order for them to achieve the comfort level they wanted with great ergonomics. Their goal is to give gamers the feeling of being transported into the game world as soon as they open the box. They want gamers to feel like the controller is an extension of themselves when they're playing, so much so they forget that it's even in their hands. And that's a really big statement, and something which I can't really understand unless I'm actually holding the controller and feeling this stuff for myself. But I assume the haptic feedback will no longer just be in the triggers like the Xbox One controllers, but it will be throughout the entire controller, and there'll probably be very subtle vibrations so you get that real true feeling. But they're saying that they're really making a generational leap with the PS5 here with the DualSense over the previous controllers, which they say the offerings and captures just how strongly they feel about making a generational leap with the PS5. The new controller, along with the many innovative features in PS5, will be transformative for games, continuing their mission to push the boundaries of play now and in the future. For the PlayStation community, they truly want to thank everyone for sharing this exciting journey with them as they head towards PS5 launch, which they are still saying is going to be holiday 2020. No delays as of yet, which is great news because, you know, a delay could very well happen, but for now it seems everything's still on track. They look forward to sharing more info about PS5 in the coming months, including the console design, which I think is going to be a real talking point for both consoles, because we've seen the Xbox Series X, we see that the memes about it looking like a fridge, but we've not seen the PS5, and if it looks anything like the PS4, it's gonna be a beautiful console. With this color choice, it looks like the console could actually be a fully white console as well as the controller, judging from the colors. Now, I just want to show you on screen right now. This is what the controller looks like, but leave a like rating and let me know in the comments right now if you'd rather the controller look like this. This is a mock-up of it in pure black, just like the PS4 controller and the PS3, and it looks beautiful. Controller color isn't a huge deal to me, but I know that it would look so much more appealing if it looked like this, rather than it not knowing what color it wants to be. Either be a full color or don't. That's at least my opinion anyway. Definitely not the first thing I expected. Some memes will probably be had from this, but if you enjoyed the video, you found it informative, be sure to leave a like rating down below, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.